Boys and girls, potentially. Today, I'm doing a Ludwig thing, and if you guys don't know Ludwig, it's okay. But I was trying out his intro, so yeah, thought I'd put it in there. Boys, today we get a brand new video. We're gonna be going over EP. This is my free-to-play EP with 2 days playing, or 3 days now. I kind of like didn't play the first day really at all, and I'm playing relatively casually. I'm mostly autoing stuff. It's on the side. I'm actively looking at my phone maybe an hour to an hour and a half a day tops. It's mostly just auto, let it run, and do stuff. But I have 150k EP essentially, and this is a fully free-to-play team. Not a dime was spent to get any of these characters. I re-rolled and managed to get Benimaru, Milim, and Gazelle off the re-roll. And then off the day 3 GSSR ticket, I got Orc Disaster Dude. So this is my free-to-play team. I will have the caveat though that my pay-to-play team is this, but Rimuru swapped out for Soe. I managed to get the GSSR ticket for 23 USD or 24 USD, and I only did that. I didn't actually put any money into the game. I happen to have, and some of you guys might also be aware of this. This is not available in every country, but some countries have play points where you spend money, and you will get a percentage of the money spent as points. And then as a platinum spender, I get like a weekly kind of amount of play points. And I haven't spent money on mobile games in months. Like we're talking like close to a year. I have not spent $1 on mobile games, and I managed to get like about $10 to $15 just with my weekly bonuses. So yeah, like that plus what I had left over, I bought the ticket to get one character. But other than that, I haven't spent $1, and I managed to make it this far without using this character. Like, this character is the newest addition to my team, and I got him only recently. So with that being said, it is completely possible to compete free to play, and it's a PvE game. You're not really competing, but some people are hitting roadblocks and they're not sure how to progress. And I don't want people to think that this is a game where you need to spend money to progress. You can do things relatively fast, and I'm pretty much the way I'm pacing, like I'm going just as fast as some of like the lower spender people, or people who are spending more but don't know what to do efficiently, right? They're just throwing money at the game to get characters that doesn't actually translate to getting stronger. So this video is going to be going over EP, which is this number up top, and the number that each individual character has their own number of that contributes to the total amount. And EP is a relatively common thing. I've never heard it called EP before. I actually don't know what it stands for, but normally it's like BP for battle points, or CC for, I don't even remember what CC stands for in Grand Cross. But it's some sort of term that determines like the power level of your combined characters, and it's usually used in reference to something to give you a gauge of like, hey, how strong is your general team, and can you take on this content based on whatever. And here it's relatively just stat totals with different weightings that contribute to EP. And if you take a look with hitting more info, you'll see how it breaks down. And I'm going to be going over what all of these means, where to get the largest amount of EP efficiently, right? Like, not like do these 80 different things to get it. Like, here is where the 90% of your EP is going to come from, and then here's the remaining 10% broken down. And the main reason why EP is important, not just to getting stronger, right? EP, yes, represents the strength of your characters, but it's also needed. It is an actual necessity to do parallel processing, voice crack, sort of, parallel processing on certain missions. If you go to a quest and you want to parallel process, and at this point, this is under the assumption that you guys already know what parallel processing is, and you're a little bit into the game. But yeah, if you want to click on a mission, you can parallel process once you unlock it through your great stage level, and you can just run it, right? But if you do not meet certain requirements, you are not able to run it. So let's take a look at this one where I didn't get all 3 of the medals. I can't run parallel processing. But the point being is that EP is one of those metrics. So if I beat this mission for 164,000 and I try to parallel process it, even if I 3-star it, I cannot. Until my EP is higher than this number, it won't allow me to parallel process. And that is important for when you want to run parallel processing, auto these missions overnight to get materials. So that's the main thing outside of just like, oh, I want a stronger team. That is why you need to do this. So going back to the team, how does EP work? Where do you get majority of the EP? If you take a look, EP, you get I'm getting 90,000 from my 5 combined characters, right? I'm getting 13,000 from my support characters. So these 5 characters, the Benimaru, I don't know your name, even though I have 2 of you on my team, Shuna. So Benimaru, Shuna, Gobta, Ranga, and Slime, no, Slime Rimuru is over there, just Rimuru. Those are only contributing, not even 14,000. Protection characters, so Divine Orc is giving me 35,000, and Facility EP is giving me about 4,000. We're gonna go through all of them. We'll start with Battle character, 90,000, since I'm getting the most there, and then we'll go on to Protection character. So I have my Gazelle, he's my strongest unit, and you'll see here that he has about 23,000 EP. Where does majority of that come from? So there's a couple of different spots where EP comes from. You have ability release, level up, and equipment. Those are like the 3 main things that generate your EP, because your EPs are based on your stats, and that's where you get your stats from. Ability release is the most important thing for EP gain. And as you can see here, I have almost all of tier 4 done, and at that point I'm pretty much done, because in order to do tier 5, you need dupes. You'll see here that I need to be above level 80 to get these dupes. I mean, to get these, right? So this final awakening is locked. I am unable to do this. So for all free-to-play purposes, this is the furthest I can go. And that's fine, right? That is completely fine. But, like I said, the main thing here is ability awakening. It gives such a large amount of your EP. Because if you take a look, I have 8,100. Well, we'll look at it here. I have 5,400, about 5,500 HP. If you look at my ability release, just from the first, like, so these are roughly 200, right? So this is about 800. This is about another 800, so 1,600. This is about another 800, so 2,400. And again, like, it's not completely there, but this is about like 3,000 of my HP just in ability awakening. So about 3,000 of this 5,500 comes from ability awakening. And that also applies to attack and defense, right? I'm getting a large amount of the stats from there. So that is the most important thing to progressing your EP per character. And in order to do that, you need to, 1, get beyond 3,600 citizens. And if you're not sure how to increase your citizens, watch my previous video. I explain how citizens work and why that is probably the most important thing you need to be doing. But once you get beyond 3,600 citizens, you'll have access to the first 4 slots, or the first 4 ability awakening levels. And if you go over to quest, the material that you need is under training and ability release quest. There's only 3 tiers, and the highest ones being 120k. You can beat this. And you only need this for like the final, for 3 and 4. If you do 1 and 2, you can get, if you do normal, you're able to get the first 2 ability awakenings just purely off of these two difficulties. And then expert is needed to go past that. But it doesn't get harder than this, right? So if you can hit 120k, you're good to go. So going back to here, that is the most thing. Second thing, currently, for most people, will be level up. Level up just gives flat stats, and that's it. But it's probably pretty minimal, right? Like, you don't actually get that much from level ups, but you need to do it, right? Like, you should max out your characters, and leveling characters in this game is actually extremely easy. You get so much of the level up material. Yeah, it's not a problem to level up anyone to max level. After that, you have equipment. Equipment is going to give more as we progress because level is capped, awakening is capped, but equipment is one of those things where you kind of have a little bit. Equipment is not capped yet, right? It's going to be the thing that we end up getting capped later on. It's going to take some time for that. So that's where a future amount of our equipment is going to come. I mean, a future amount of our stats. But it doesn't actually give that much. You know, like for example, I'm getting about 1000 HP here, which is a good amount. It is a good amount, but it is second to the other stats, right? And so on. And this is only a 2-star equipment, and for the most part, none of my support characters are geared, and everyone else only has like 1-star equipment, level 10. It's not really worth it to go for equipment until your forge is level 3, and you can go for 3-star equipment. And that's it's just better because you have like attributes and stats, or you have bonuses added on to 3-star equipment plus, whereas 2-star and 1-star don't have anything special about them. They're just raw stats. Yeah, once you get forge level 3, you will be able to get equipment, and that is going to be your next source of EP for your character. So like I said, it's ability awakening first is the first thing you should be doing. You should get everyone to ability awakening 4, like with 4 completed, and then start worrying about equipment. That is the order you need to be doing it in. Now, this is the next most important, biggest thing that I've seen so many people misinterpret or get wrong. They just don't know how this works. Your divine character is a humongous source of stats for your team. If anything, your divine character currently is the most important person on your team. And that is because the stats that the divine character has is applied to all of your characters. Meaning that you're looking at this and you're like, oh, 1762? That's pretty low. No, take this number times 5. Because that's how it's working. His stats are getting applied to everything. If I remove, like, let me change to this level 1 person, right? My CEP just dropped by like 40k. And on top of that, like, I had over 8,000 HP on Gazelle. And now if I go back and put it back on, yeah, you'll see there. So it's a pretty big deal. And that is why getting a 5-star Divine Protector is really important. They are harder to roll than the standard character. So if you're re-rolling, it is more important to get one Divine character and some combination of SSRs than it is to get more SSRs, like more generic SSRs, but not a Divine Protector. This one character is really important because there's just stat differences from being a 4-star to a 5-star. And again, having a 4-star Divine Protector means you're losing, like, you're taking that 4-star lower stats and multiplying it by 5. So it's like an exponential increase in EP having a 5-star. Please get it. It does not matter if you have no one for the Divine Protector's like ability to work on. Like, this guy is for shadow characters or dark characters, whatever. I don't have a single dark character. My only dark character is Rimuru, who's being used as a support. So like, it is not relevant, right? The 5-star raw stats is significantly more important. Now, that being said, that's pretty much Divine Protector explained, right? This 35,000 is coming purely from that one character. And if I swap back down to whatever, I mean, I don't need to swap. I've already explained it. Now, support characters are the 14,000 that are just coming from here. One thing to note is that you want to match rarities because it gives more, you get more stats out of it. So if I click on Gazelle and I pick a support, you'll see here that I get 35%, but if I hover over to Shuna, I'm only getting 25% from having an off color. And if I go to, yeah, so three and 3 stars, 4 stars have the same support bonuses. It doesn't matter. It's 25% base plus 10% if you're matching. And an example of a higher amount, return, yeah, okay. If I show you here, wrong button. One of the reasons why I have a good amount more stats here is because of this interaction, where I have 40% coming because I'm being matched here with Slime Rimuru as the bonus, since they're both water types. Yeah, that's support characters explained. And now you have Facility Effect EP, which is coming from, and you need to complete mission chapter 8, mission 11, I believe, for this. If we go take a look at my town, oh no, I need to be going to the build nation. Yeah, it's pretty messy. I was organizing this at first and then I got lazy and I just like let it run. But these statues over here, wind magic device, light magic device, so on, space magic device, these all just provide raw stats. That's it. Or not raw stats, they provide percentage stats. So you get increased space character HP by 3.2, attack by 3.2, defense by 3.2. And if you have a divine protector, so if I go here and I do a sign and I put you there, increases facilities effect by 1.1. And you get the idea. Only divine protectors can be put in here. But this gives you percentage stats. And percentage stats will matter more as we go further on in the game. Where once we have a large base portion of our total stat pools, where we have a high amount of HP attack defense that is coming from our raw stats, such as equipment, which is going to matter because equipment gives raw stats. Then things like these, where you have like 3% here, 2% there, 4%, you know, here and there, those start getting added on. And then the last thing is, if I go to interact, I think I can see it from here. Go to bond level. You'll see here that I get 0.4 or 0.3% per bond level, or it's 0.4%, but level 1 doesn't like give you anything, right? So I've gone up in bond level 3 times, so I've gotten 0.4% for each thing. As you get bond level to go up even more, it's just going to go up, right? So you take a look here at level 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it just keeps going to level 30 by that time, and it does scale down, right? You'll see here that it goes from 0.4 to 0.3 to 0.2, so it's kind of a bit of diminishing returns. And that's fine, but these will be important. Getting the first 1 or 2 is not that big of a deal early on. It's just something to keep in mind. These will all get added on, and these count towards your character's BP, like your character's EP. And yeah, those are the highest. Like, that is how EP works. And in terms of how you should proceed, the general strategy is I would do levels first, because levels are really easy. Then I would do awakening, or ability awakening. And then from ability awakening, you go to equipment once your forge is level 3. And that's the general strategy. And again, this also applies to your divine protector, because your divine protector, although he can't wear equipment, you can do ability awakening for him. So anything that ability awakening you do for him gets kind of like multiplied by 5 and added on, like, you know, it gets added on to each one of your characters, so keep that in mind. And yeah, you follow that strategy and you'll be pretty easy to get to 200k. I think once we get to 200k, there's going to be a pretty big block where you'll start seeing a gap between free-to-play and pay-to-play players. But as long as we can do all the content, it does not matter if pay-to-play players can get a higher BP than us. Yeah, that's really it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you want more guide videos, let me know. I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I've been playing it a decent amount, but yeah, I'm hoping that we get some more content, that maybe some co-op or PvP, but I'm not too worried. That's it. Have a good one.